In this dynamic flow yoga class, we will focus on energizing and revitalizing the body through a series of flowing movements and breath work. This class is designed for intermediate to advanced practitioners who are looking to build strength, increase flexibility, and awaken their inner fire. Opening sequence, 5 to 10 minutes. 1. Begin in a comfortable seated position, with your eyes closed and your palms resting on your knees. 2. Take a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. 3. Bring your hands to heart center, and set an intention for your practice. 4. Release your hands, and come into tabletop position. 4. Move through a few rounds of cat/cow to warm up the spine. 5. From tabletop, come into downward facing dog. 5. Pedal out your feet, and take a few deep breaths here. Sun salutations, 15 to 20 minutes. 1. From downward facing dog, inhale forward into plank pose. 1. Exhale, lower down to chaturanga. 1. Inhale, lift into upward facing dog. 1. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. 2. Repeat this sequence 5 to 10 times, moving with your breath. 3. After your final downward facing dog, step forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. 3. Take a few breaths here, and then rise up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing sequence, 20 to 30 minutes. 1. From Tadasana, step your left foot back into a lunge. 1. Inhale, rise up into Warrior 2. 1. Exhale, come into extended side angle pose. 1. Inhale, return to Warrior 2. 1. Exhale, release your hands to the mat and step back into downward facing dog. 2. Repeat this sequence on the other side, and then move through a few rounds of Warrior I, Warrior 3, and Half Moon pose. 3. Take a few breaths in Child's pose, and then come back to downward facing dog. Core sequence, 10 to 15 minutes. 1. From downward facing dog, come into plank pose. 1. Hold for a few breaths, and then lower down onto your forearms. 2. Come into dolphin pose, and hold for a few breaths. 2. Then, lift your right leg up, and hold for a few breaths. 2. Lower the leg down, and repeat on the other side. 3. Come back into plank pose, and then lower down onto your belly. 4. Take a few breaths in Sphinx pose, and then come into forearm plank. 4. Hold for a few breaths, and then release. Cool down sequence, 5 to 10 minutes. 1. Come into seated forward fold, and take a few breaths here. 2. Roll down onto your back, and come into happy baby pose. 2. Hold for a few breaths. 3. Release into Shavasana, corpse pose, and stay here for as long as you like. Closing sequence. 1. When you're ready, slowly come up to a seated position. 2. Bring your hands to heart center, and take a moment to thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. 3. Namaste. Closing thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this dynamic flow yoga class, and that you feel energized and revitalized. Remember to listen to your body, and modify or skip any poses that don't feel right for you. Thank you for practicing with me, and I'll see you next time.